and day 9 of the Brutus Monroe Halloween Advent Calendar. Oh, I already tore it. Look at that. We got a little mini pack of glitter stock. I love our glitter stock. It's so pretty. I don't know if it's all one color. Let's peek. This is a great way to sample our glitter stock if you've never done that before. Ooh, I see more colors. So I'm not 100% sure on all the colors. You have to forgive me. There's some pumpkin. There's a purple, and this is the black chunky. I love the black chunky. Oh, I'm so excited. Well, I think we're going to definitely have to. Oh, look at that. There's 12 sheets. It's an exclusive, so it means we got 4 of each color. And I'm thinking we're going to have to do something with each one of these. I don't know what yet, but I think I also am going to grab, and we're going to use this paper. This is the package it came in. I'm going to go ahead and cut that down right away here because I love the polka dot. I'm going to cut off the bottom edge just because, and the 2 sides so that we have a full off panel. And I'm thinking I might do, I have an idea. Other than I don't know what my focal point is going to be yet. And maybe I'll find one of our card panels from the other day. But what I'm going to do is we're going to cut this down. Let's see here. We're going to cut this down to 5 1/4. We're going to cut a little bit more off this side because of the fold. And then we will cut this down to 4 inches. So I'm going to do 4 1/4 off this side. And I'll do a 1/4 inch off this side. And just like before, I'm going to go ahead and attach this to some of my double-sided adhesive here. Now, I could have done that whole piece and then had that little bit left over, but that's okay. So I'm not even going to worry about if I don't get the whole thing on here because we can use some tape to cover the other spots. But I'm going to do, you know, it'll stick enough that I can use some adhesive on the edges. Go ahead and cut this down. And this will make it so that it sticks. And of course, I didn't cut that perfect. So we're going to go in here and trim it down one more little bit at a time. I'll just trim a little off each edge. And throw that away. And I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to put this directly on my card base. Now, I really only have one shot at this because of all that stickiness, but it's fine. We're going to make it work. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to add a little bit of glue right there because I didn't get it to the edge. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel it back just a little bit because I'm going to add a little bit of tape runner right at the edge. And then I think what I'm going to do, we have one shot, right? It's going to be what it is. If I screw it up, we will just cut it apart and make card panels with it. But I'm going to directly to the card base. So we're just going to eyeball it. That looks close to center. It's Halloween card. If it's not center, it's okay. But there we go. And then I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to cut down some wonky strips. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use the orange yet, but I'm going to cut some of these strips down. And I'm just going to cut them into, these are 3 by 3 inch squares. So I think I'm going to cut them down into 1.5 inch. And then I'm going to go over, what did I do? How much did I do? Sorry if I'm off camera there a little bit. 3/4 inch. 3/4 inch. So then I can go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So I can have 3 because one's going to be quite small. Oh, that cut out perfect. That cuts out perfect. You get 4 of them at 3/4 inch. So start at 3, go 1, 2, 3. Now the chunky is a little thicker cardstock. 1, 2, 3. When you cut it, you will see 1, 2, 3. And then we're just gonna kind of, I think, pop them on like this, but I don't want them to be just straight. I'm gonna lop off the ends a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That works for me. We're gonna do more purple than black. We'll save these for something else. And all I'm really gonna do is take my scissors and just lop off the corners. I'm not gonna worry about if they're they're the same direction as, that's all I care about. So I want them to go the same, the angle to be the same on both ends. So these I'm just gonna cut together at the same time, just because it's a thinner, so I can. I'm not worrying about if the angle's perfectly the same, just that it's going the same direction. And I have a little bit of a funky edge on here. So if I can find my sand eraser here, I'm gonna erase this off just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now you could save those little triangles if you want. I'm just gonna put them off to the side for right now. We'll see, who knows, maybe we'll use them. And then I'm gonna start gluing them down. So I've got 1, and I'm just gonna kind of stagger them a little bit, just to make a fun little kind of pattern. What do I want to do here? Or do I want to go this way? I'm just playing a little bit. No, I think we're gonna go this way. Now, one thing I could do is I could cut them in half and make them longer. I did, but so that I could cover them up with a banner down the middle, and they would make it look like they were the edge to edge of the card. But I'm okay with them to being just kind of right now. I may end up cutting them in half and then sticking them down, like I said, and hiding them. But I want to do is just kind of do them as a fun little, kind of like ribbon down the center. So what I'm going to do is grab a piece of cardstock, if I have some handy here. I think I have some alabaster here. Oh, here's a piece of Not Your Mama's. That'll work. And I'm going to cut a I'm going to do 1.5 inch strip of cardstock. And then I'm going to do this by 4. We'll just kind of play. And see, this is what I was talking about. I could totally do it. Okay, so, oh yeah, I needed to be longer than that. That's okay, we can use this one. And we could do that. And then, like I said, we could squish them together a little bit more. And I could cut them in half and stick them out farther. I also could go off to the side. But I'm also thinking, okay, no, I did a top folding hard. I'm thinking I might do, maybe we will cut down another 1 or 2. I'm gonna cut the other ones down, I think, just so that I have them, because I have extras here. I'm kind of liking this little pattern like this. Which is a little bit nicer. And then I'm thinking maybe we'll just get a sentiment or a focal point and put that down. So let's see what else I got for focal points here. I am going to see if I can find the card panels from the other day. I'm not 100% sure where I put them. I have, these are the card panels from the other day. Oh, you know what? It was National Fussy Cutting Day yesterday, and I did not cut anything. So maybe we will fussy cut out this gigantic skull and put him down. I don't know if I want to do that because of the color-wise. Let's see what else we got here. I might change my mind completely. No, I don't want to do that. We'll save that for another day. I'm not sure I'm loving this design anymore now. So I'm thinking I'm going to actually save this for something else. I still want to use these, but I'm thinking that maybe, yeah, we will use one of our card panels here. And I'm thinking I'm going to use this one because I love the black. So I'm going to cut this down to, I think these are, yeah, so I'm going to cut it right in half, right through the middle of that jack-o'-lantern. So if it's 4 1/4, that would be 2 1/8. That looks close enough. So I'm going to use this, and I think, love that with this here. And then we're going to grab some black cardstock. I think we're just going to use a panel. I'm thinking about putting this on. It's just a scrap out of my bin, so I'm just going to cut it down to 5 1/4. So it's the same length. And then I'm going to grab a piece of crafted cardstock from my stash. I think I have some lunch bag left that I'm trying to use up. If I can find it. Grab some lunch bag here. Cut that down to 5 1/2. Well, is this 4 1/4 already? Oh, this is 5 1/4. Okay. So 5 1/2. This will be like our card panel that we put on our card base. And then I will do 4 1/4. I've been saving a lot of my pieces that I've been using in the same bin because a lot of the card stuff goes together. So we have these two pieces here. And we might cut them, we're probably going to cut them down so we see a little bit more of that card panel. And then I think, yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to stick it, we're going to cut these in half after all and stick them behind. And then we're going to put on a focal point. I may just find something from my stash. Okay, so let's cut these down a little bit. We need to trim these down because I want to be able to see 5 1/4. And then this one we can trim down to 2 inches. That'll give us a little bit. And then this one we got to go down just a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit off each end so that the pattern kind of looks a little bit more even. Okay. So we've got this piece here. We've got this piece here. So they're going to kind of be like that. And then because I don't want to necessarily waste a lot of this, trying to say, yeah, we're going to do the purple. I'm going to go ahead and just cut these straight in half. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think we're just going to do that many, and I'll save these for something else. And then I can start, we're going to, like I said, we're just going to stick them down here. And we're just going to make them kind of like they're ribbons. And because I cut them all the same way, let's see how many I'm going to overlap them a little bit. This one might need a little bit better of an angle, but that's fine. We can do it this way. Put this one up here. And I'm just playing, so yeah, I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna cut this one down a little bit more at an angle, so it kind of mimics that a little bit more, and we're just gonna tuck them under, and we'll just spread them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm gonna just find a sentiment and make it kind of fun, like whatever. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to glue down this piece first. Tuck that glue in there. I'll just line this up over here. And then this piece, we're gonna add foam tape to, but I'm only gonna put foam tape on half of it. So I'm gonna only put foam tape on this half. And I'll show you why we do that. So let's grab another piece. This might be too long. Yeah, that's fine, I'll just tear it. So then I can tuck my pieces underneath, but I think I'm gonna put foam tape on them as well. So let's get this piece put down first. It's nice and flat in there. And then by putting foam tape underneath the ribbon, they'll stick up a little bit, and then I can sneak them in underneath. So I'm just going to eyeball the edge. So they're close to each other there. I have a little bit of a, until I didn't get a clean cut. And then I'm just gonna take this piece up and I'm gonna just cut it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll cut this one down. There's 7. So let's, okay, I've got my glue tape down on all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with the center one. And I'm gonna put a little bit of, I'm gonna have that, peel the foam tape off, and I'm gonna add a little bit of glue to that side. So when I stick it in here, it attaches to that piece. And then I'm just gonna kind of go one at a time and put them all in. I'm thinking what I might do is put all the black ones in first, and then I might overlap the purple ones. That way I can space them all kind of the same. So just adding a little bit of extra glue, because I definitely want the purple to, I definitely want them to end at the bottom. So if I put them on, I can always overlap the top piece a little bit, the purple a little bit. So like that. So I'm gonna do those two, and then we'll put these on. And by adding that little bit of extra glue right here, it's gonna make sure it stays under here as well. And I'm not worrying about if the tips go over or under. I'm just kind of willy-nilly doing it, putting them in. They're kind of lining up, but it's not something I'm paying extra special attention to. I'm just trying to make sure that the edge of mine go here. So I'm thinking this one's gonna come down just a hair. Let's get this guy in next. I've enjoyed this series. I will link anything that you're able to purchase down below. This is the first series that I have done on my channel. I'm trying to do a little bit more. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it and liking this series. I mean, they're not going to be like a daily series every day, but more of maybe, you know, like a 12 Days of Christmas, or, you know, Christmas series or holiday series, things like that. I do enjoy watching them on YouTube, But any links I do have down below will be affiliate links, which just means that I get a small commission if you place an order using one of my links, and that just helps me bring you content. So I appreciate it. If you like seeing things from me, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. And let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Halloween candy? Do you have one? I mean, I'll tell you, Tom and I bought Halloween candy, and he opened it the other day because I was like, oh, I kind of want a piece. So he opened it and brought me some. I've eaten most of it. Have any of you guys ever done that? So fortunately, you know, Halloween's not till Saturday or Friday, so I can stop and pick some up on my way home from work on Thursday, and I hopefully won't eat that. All right, there we go. So now we need a sentiment of some sort. I think I'm going to go ahead and find a, I'm not sure what if I'm going to do. I'm thinking I'm just going to use another piece of this to stamp my sentiment on, but I don't know what I want yet. So I'm going to go kind of dig around and find something from my stash and stamp that out with some black ink, and then we will get it on our card. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, on my camera, I got it out of whack here. Okay, I changed my mind. I did find a sentiment from my stash. I am going to include that here. I think we're just going to put it here. But I did go ahead and grab, this was one of the jack-o'-lantern dies that was last year. They sold out pretty quickly, but I did grab one, and I did use some of the glitter stock that was from my stash. I just added a couple pieces of black, from the kit. I just added some black pieces behind it. I'm just going to stick this down right here after. Well, I'm not trying to decide. Where do I want? I'm going to stick it underneath my pumpkin. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my pumpkin in right here in the corner. I'm just going to glue it straight down. So I'm going to use both some liquid and tape runner on it, just because there's going to be a little bit of glitter stock to stick to. And that's what I like to do when I use like embossing powder or liquid glitter stock. I like to use both liquid and dry and wet adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. Like I said, this is just a sentiment from my stash. It says blue boo, and then I can go ahead and put it on a card panel, and we've got our card. Actually, you could add some gems. I'm going to leave my gems, I think, empty this time, and just leave it just the way it is. Like, you could put some gems in here if you really wanted to, but I'm going to leave them off and just let the glitter stock do this, do the funness for this. So I hope you enjoyed day 9 of the Advent calendar, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.